Hello, people. What is up? Okay, that's good. So, on a previous stream, we made this work where goblins die and then the button gets depressed on the same turn. And then I went and added the extra timing in so they would attack each other. And apparently, when I did that, it made it no longer work. So now, maybe this misspelled level. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I was recording the test for this and it like wasn't working. Oh wait, hold on. Did I record? We're recording now. I did it again. Lol. Lol. Wait, what happened there? Why did that guy die? He died while falling. Fall damage. Fall damage doesn't usually kill you in the air. It's like, it's as if the button is reclosing. It's like it opens and then closes. I don't know. Yeah, see, it recloses for some reason. So something about the fact that these guys have a death timer on them is still confusing matters. Yeah, you can. Okay. You see it kind of, it closes, opens, and then closes. It's weird that the close is instantaneous. That's also strange. Or no. I don't even know what's going on there. Anyway. It blinks to closed and then smoothly opens and closed. Very strange. So like, why does it open again? It opens because it thinks the guy's on the button. There might be a secondary check for like if the button is pressed. Open status. Oh God, this is where things start to get gnarly. There's like complication on the gates that I wish was not there. Okay. So, okay. So we have this. We can break there. Okay. So we don't see it as closed yet. So that's open. And then that's, okay. So that must have all happened. Let's see if we can, let's go a little further in replicating this other thing. So we're going to put a not flag on this gate, and then we're going to put another dude up here. He's going to look like he's standing inside it. No big deal. But the point being, he's going to fall and die probably, right? Or he's going to get crushed, even though he shouldn't. He should just fall. Yeah, okay. Oh, but now that oh, never mind. Let's not do that, because that changes the flag that we're searching for. I just wanted to verify. Okay. So why are we opening this? As we're saying toggle. Why do we say, like, the toggle is very confusing. I don't know why we say toggle. I mean, I kind of do, because it seemed simpler at the time because of the not flag and all that. Like, I have to kind of back engineer what happened here. I could set a breakpoint there. Okay, so I think the problem... All right. We're going to break here. So I'm going to slow way down. And we're going to break there. Okay. So now I see. So what's going on is we're going to evaluate it here. We are going to find a monster because they haven't attacked each other yet. Because the thing is, they attack each other down here. And we're not there yet. So they're going to attack each other. And then I don't know what that means, right? So, okay, so the weird thing is, well, okay. So we should say pressed is true here. Yes, okay. We have to open this gate at some point, though, and that means we'll come back and get a pressed false. Okay. So now I believe pressed will be false. Okay, but now we're going to come back and get a true somehow. Right? like instantly after that, right? Are we going to get a true? No. Okay. No. Whoa, what? Okay. So, oh my God, GPU profiler. Okay. So, yeesh. I think I have an inkling what's happening here. Yeah, okay. So this gate open transaction is in progress, and while it's in progress, we like reevaluate something else. Like gate open or gate, oh, we have a gate close and a gate open transaction happening simultaneously. And like, okay. Those of you who saw a stream the other day may have seen that I was about to make these things transactional and blocking the player and all that stuff. And I said, let me just not do that because it'll be nicer. It'll feel smoother if this monster kill thing happens like asynchronously. The problem is well, if you have these asynchronous gameplay logics happening, like, so if you kick a gameplay open transaction off and then you do more logic before it finishes, you're going to be like, oh, the gate's still closed because the open flag hasn't changed because that transaction hasn't finished. But then you do a toggle and whatever. So do I see, I don't want to do all that again. I could go make that transactional. Although kind of my question is, why is the gate being reevaluated so much in quick succession? Oh, okay. So I put the cause change on that transaction. Yeesh. Gate location is confusing. I don't care. Don't bother me. God. Like we're literally working on projects that take years. They're not done for most of that time, guys. I don't know if that's a news flash for anyone. Okay. So I kind of don't really like honestly, I have a lot of gameplay bugs to blast. I'm in this weird situation where I don't actually want to think very hard about this. I just have a lot to do. I have a lot to do. I want to fix all the gameplay bugs and then go work on compiler stuff and all that. Um, However, right, like this needs to be very solid, right? So if I just kind of do something, that's not good. It will not be very solid. So I guess I'll think a little bit more. Because I just gave my explanation of what was happening, but that's a little bit different from understanding meticulously what is happening at each step, which honestly, like, I'm not sure why we evaluate the button so many times. Actually, I sort of do know because, okay, so we make separate transactions for each goblin attack. Like these both guys attack each other, and I make two transactions there, and I set the cause change flag on both of them, which means we're going to evaluate the gate twice when those complete, including twice in the same frame. And the gate thing, because the frickin' gate thing is based around toggles. Well, I don't know if the toggles are a problem, but they feel like they can easily be. So I can't do that. That approach that I just tried to do at the beginning of the stream does not work fundamentally. Like, we shouldn't set the cause change on asynchronous transactions unless they're actually logically asynchronous, which makes sense. But, the reason I was trying to do that was so that things reevaluate correctly. There's a way that we could do that non-transactionally. All right. Oh, there goes the Twitch window because Windows operating system 2021. I can't tell which window is in the foreground, especially on multiple monitors. RIP. All right. So, okay, instead of trying to do this thing that I tried to do, if I do this, we won't get that behavior anymore. Because it was that change flag that causes us to rerun the evaluation of this switch spammily. And that seems not good. So instead of that, we can do something like the following. So when do we decide? So when we evaluate monster gates, yeah. So sort of what we want to do here is when I evaluate goblins and dragons, I could say if anything died there. Okay. So here we say return kill okay. So if we kill anything, we return true from here. Okay. I'm not sure if that'll create the same problem. And it's a stupid hack anyway. But okay, that certainly looks cleaner. We don't have gate spam anymore. Is it a good idea broadly speaking? I don't know. It's sort of a temporary hack. It may be, sometimes it's fine to do the temporary hack provided it doesn't break other things until you want to do some more long-term thought. As long as you document carefully what you did. So let's just see. This is going to be a job for a Benny test. Oh, I didn't record that. Why did I just do that and not record it? Okay, so we're recording the same thing. Oh. Yay. Okay, so now we run a Benny test over the whole game to see if I broke something. And if I didn't, then I will comment that thing and check it in. It's really not a good solution, but it'll get us closer to where we want to be. We'll just wait for this to compile for a second. We'll make a little bit of tea. LLVM is pretty slow, yes. You got to keep in mind that was a release build, so it's not as bad as it might otherwise be, but yes, LLVM is slow. All right. I need to play whatever level that is. That looks interesting. Isn't the update rate usually faster? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I might have it set to 50 right now. Yeah. Good eye. All right, we're now at 100. How fast can it go? I don't know. At some point, we're bottlenecked by rendering and or sim. Like, well, we're bottlenecked by the speed of the sim step, really, is what happens. Because it's The sim step is pretty slow compared to what it could be, just because it doesn't matter normally, right? But when you start doing 100 sim steps per frame graphically or whatever, it's like, well, it starts to matter how slow that is, right? Yeah. Okay, we got tea. Okay, here we go. How many we got? 58. That's great. I mean, we'd rather have 0, but 58 is what we expected. Let me look at one. I'm just going to pick a random one. That's going to be the rule, is every Benny test I try to fix one level. Okay. I wonder if this has to do with the Bard rules changing. All right, do I remember this at all? So Bard could sink that stone. Yeah, okay. How this works has to change. Oh, right. So we have to put a thing in that hole is the goal of the level, which means I actually do. So I need to make a 2 stack of these, which is actually not hard. And then we go there. Oh, well, don't drown this guy. But then we go there. Okay, and then we're good, sort of. This guy could go. And then she could go, whoops. How are you supposed to finish the level? Because nobody can push this beam. You would maybe push it by making it so that it's like she actually has to come across like this. No, but even that's not good. Whoops. Even that's not good because she needs to go. Ah, okay, no. This is actually a better level now. This, okay. This is a better level. I like this. All right. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Easy. Boom. Easy. Easy. Okay. Now, this dude can get across. He's going to stand over here out of the way. Actually, okay. So she's going to get across to here and then go there. And then this dude's going to go there. Okay. Yeah, so that's a level that it changed due to the Bard motion. But it's actually interesting. Okay. Great. Great. We -1 on the fails. Let me check something. So this level, this should be fixed. I'm just double checking that it is. It had inconsistencies in, like, there we go. Okay, so that's fixed. So I can take that off the list. The problem was that yeah, okay, it's working as expected. Okay. Great. Getting the tea strainer so that we're ready to pour the tea. Okay. So we comment this abomination down here. The right way to do this is to make monster kills be all combined into one player blocking transaction. And for kill to be a move type but I had been doing all this work and then decided I would try the simple version and deleted it, and now I am tired of working. So because I am lazy, we get this for now, but there is a better solution. See, as long as you tell people in comments that you are lazy, it's okay. Not really. All right. Okay. Why does C++ receive so much hate here, taking into account that there's no publicly available alternatives? If you're not a Rust fan, World is probably better with C++ than without it. I mean, I sort of get that point of view. The problem is as follows. Like, there's people who run C++ and decide what it is, right? And yeah, like, I mean, I wouldn't say there's no publicly available alternatives. I would say the situation is more like there are no alternatives that have widespread social proof, right? But I've never been the biggest fan of social proof as a way of making decisions, but that's sort of what it is. But look, these people who decide what C++ is are making honestly highly incompetent decisions. And they think they're doing great, I guess, right? And so somehow there has to be a feedback mechanism whereby people at least say, no, this is not great, it's awful. Because if that feedback does not exist, then for sure the right decisions will never be made. They're still not going to be made even without this feedback, but we have to at least try. Do you understand that? What alternatives do I have in mind? I don't know, frickin' Erlang or something. What's bad about C++? Almost everything. You could program in Ada, it would be great. Any particular changes? Like almost everything. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I don't know what to say. Like, I just can't go through a long explanation of this every single time a new person in chat wants to. It's just ergonomically impossible. I would never get to do anything else. So I think I just committed this, but let's double check. Erlang has VM. Yeah. Okay, well, you could probably compile it, though, if you wanted. Wait for C++ 23. Crazy things are coming. Crazy things already came to C++ long ago. Anyway, my problem is not... So if I have a deep problem, for people who are new here and haven't heard all this, if I have a deep problem, it is not with C++ specifically. The problem is the larger programming culture in which C++ is a part, because those decisions about what C++ should be are not made in a vacuum, right? They're made to support a certain idea that people have come up with about how to program that they think solves problems, right? And what I claim is that that way of how to program does not solve problems. And you can see that by looking around in the world and seeing that software isn't getting better, all right? It's taking longer to make. It's more complicated. Programmers are less happy. It requires more programmers to do anything, and yet the software itself doesn't get better. So what I'm saying is we need to look at that and acknowledge that fact and try to design responses to that, right? You don't understand the hate part. Why can't you be more rational and just take into account all mistakes made? Yeah, I mean, like if people are being like blind haters or something, that's not good, right? You should have, if you don't like something, well, if it's an aesthetic thing, you're free to just not like it on aesthetic principles. But from a functional standpoint, if you don't like something, you should have an explanation why you don't like it. And it should be a good explanation that stands up to inquiry, right? You feel like the hate is much the same as crazy fanaticism over some Rust memory safety. There probably is a little bit of that. I don't support that kind of behavior. Unfortunately, it is something that human beings seem to just do. But so for this language that I'm working on, as we try to develop what is the community around that language, I would like to avoid that. It's like the programming language version of identity politics, right? I would like to avoid programming language identity politics to the greatest extent possible. You just don't want any of that, right? You don't want people being emotional and promulgating something and getting angry at people for not liking it or not using it because they identify with the thing. Now, again, unfortunately, that is something that human beings just do. But possibly we can mitigate that by explicitly founding the community on the idea that that is to be avoided. Right? Hopefully. I mean, who knows, right? But yeah. All right. Don't think you're avoiding that in any walk of life. But it's the programming version specifically, right? We can say, we can have, right, everybody wants a code of conduct, right? Our code of conduct can have as the primary thing, don't act that way. Don't act like an annoying programming language fanatic. Don't judge other people for, well, it is a fine line to walk because engineering involves judging things about whether they are technically feasible or not. But there's a difference between doing that for your own purposes and getting obnoxious and getting in people's face with like, I don't know. Like, okay, here's what I would say about it. If you want to convince people that something is good, because I try to do that, right? I try to say, look, this way that you guys are doing programming is not good, like globally, right? There is a place for that, but the problem is it's way too easy. It's way too easy to say that in an unsupported way. Like the internet is full of people saying that other people are wrong in a low quality way, right? So like to in order to do things properly, you have to, like, the right way to convince people that they're doing things wrong and you know how to do things right is to just do things right and leave them in the dust, right? So that's my policy with this programming language, right? I can tell people you write software that's really slow, even though you think it's fast because it's in C++. But if you build a compiler that compiles, 10 to 100 times as fast as everybody else's compiler, you actually have a proof, right? You have a proof. And that proof is actually valuable, right? The understanding that people are doing things wrong may be valuable to you in isolation, but other people can't tell that because other people just see all kinds of people saying that kind of stuff, and most of them are wrong. So if you're right, how do you prove that you're right? It's like you do the things, you execute, okay? So convince people with competent execution is the code of conduct, right? Because anyone can say that the way that they do things is right. And then if you get into trying to support that with debate, well, some people have much better debate skills than other people, right? So the way that you really convince is just by doing the thing. Give your opponent a steel man and yourself a straw man, and you'll find debates much more pleasant. That is true, except it requires the other people participating in the discussion to be also doing that, and most people don't want to do that. So those discussions are just a waste of time, right? You're saying it's weird that LLVM 11 is slower because it was speed up for Rust. It's slower. I don't know what to say. Like, it's a lot slower. Like, we just upgraded in December or January? Probably January from 9 to 11, and it got way slower. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, so that is my opinion. Like, I definitely do not want to recreate the, programming language Flame Wars version 2021. Like, that's not interesting to me at all. Is there an obvious, easy next step for speeding up games after the language and compiler? Yes. Software visualization tools that are actually good, which I have some ideas about. It's going to be sort of an active research program, but, I think there's a lot that can be done. Are we going to do an optimizing backend? Yes, eventually. The time frame on that is unknown, though. We'll probably do it bit by bit over a long time. Okay. So we are here in order to squish gameplay bugs. And we have squished one of them for some definition of squish. We're going to have to come back and do a higher quality solution on that one later. Maybe sooner than later. I don't know. I sat down and I was hyped, and then I started looking at that thing and I was tired. So maybe I need a vacation again. Who knows? It would be a good idea to take a vacation soon, honestly. Okay, so we're going to go to the bug garden, which is a place where the bugs live in a happy land. It's a happy land of bugs. Okay, so we fixed a couple. This one's fixed. This one's fixed. Some of these might be easy. I just want to look for some that are easy and hit those first because, like if something's just a matter of like doing an if statement or fixing something small, it can be a really fast way to turn around tangible benefits to the rest of the team, right? Like they can do the levels that they want without that problem, right? So you hit the easy stuff first, you give them faster turnaround on that, and then you work on the maybe harder things. That's one way to do it. There, in some situations, that might be the wrong way, because if the solutions to the hard things involve changing things dramatically such that it'll break lots of stuff, including the easy stuff, then you better do the hard things first. But I think we're late enough in the game that we know that the system is powerful enough to do everything we want to do. It's just a matter of like ironing it out, right? I pick one from the garden and squash it. Oh, I don't squash it. I just put these nice little green solved tokens of goodness over it. And then somebody else ruthlessly deletes it from the garden. Let's see what these are. This shouldn't kill the player. Wait, what? Why does that? Oh, because there's a button and it's open and it should push him out of the square. I don't know. So the things that I'm most interested in, this one here with the slidey dragon. Here, let's restart. So this one, I need to look at this one today just because it's so weird. Like something is fundamentally broken there. But I don't want to do that one first because I want some morale from fixing some easy problems. Like this one with the wizard also, yeah, like we need to look at that. I suspect that one's actually easy. But I'm not sure. This one is fixed. That was just like in the other level. What's this one? Okay, that's a super flail. And brutally mangling the sound system. What does this say? Contrived and not a big deal. Okay, we'll save that one for later. Oh yeah, that one. Let's look at that one. Let's repro this in our fun, happy level that doesn't have all this chaos in it, right? Okay. This is just where we put things to test them. Why? I don't know. Okay. So why do I keep missing the timing on that? Let's move this guy a little so I could relax. Like, where is that even going? It's not like it's making a tree that then falls. It's like what is even happening there, right? It says tree falling. But I don't see the tree before falling. Not found linear interpolation. Right. So, oh, the tree is there. Interesting. The tree is actually in the water. It's also just invisible? Like what? Why am I not seeing the ocean or the collision or anything? This is me looking at an editor copy of the gameplay. So, okay. Dude, there's so many things going on that are weird. Oh, okay. I broke this with my new changes. With my new rendering system changes. Okay, that's fine though. We could fix that later. Okay. So I just want to see what the transactions are. So I hit this, and then instantly we have a stationary, rock transmute. Okay, that's fine. But the rock also has a linear interpolation. So first of all, when we transmute it, we should kill the interpolation. That is not happening, which means if that's the cause of the weirdness, it could also happen when pushing. Okay. So then we don't see the tree for some reason. That could be a new problem. Actually, okay. I bet that is the new problem. Dude, guys, I still don't have a tilde key. Level heroes 3. We'll just, I bet every time the druid transmutes it doesn't work, right? So no? Okay. Transmuting to tree only doesn't work now for some reason. I mean, it works in the sense that the tree is there, but we don't see it. So that's a separate bug. See, it's holding down that button still. Oh, maybe it's that the mesh names change. No, it's not. Like, I don't think it's... It's very weird that when we go crystal, let's see. Convert to tree. We call set mesh. Oh, we set the override color. But don't we in sim tree counts as moving entity? No, maybe it doesn't. Let's try. Let's just try that. It could be that the scale is like 0 because we never call that. Okay, hold on. Let's just get down to brass tacks here. This just don't work is what we're saying. We're saying that just doesn't work. Why? I don't know. So we have to investigate that. Let me see if it has something to do with the mesh like not being primed in some way, because the rendering system's been changed lately. What if I just put a bunch of these on the level so that we know that they already exist, right? Okay. Doesn't matter. In fact, none of them actually appear in the editor either, but okay. So this mesh, it's Cactus A, yeah. So that mesh was already on the level, so that did not help. Let's fix these things one by one. So in the editor, when we clone something, let's just see, I don't know. Okay, in this case, not strictly necessary since selected things have this done and we are about to select them, but maybe that will change. Okay, but let's be robust against change. Okay, so the thing is, this other thing, what is this command? It's Control-Alt-Shift-G. It's a thing I made. Here we go. New open world copying. Oh, it's in editor key map, key bindings. Copying current level. Make world from manager. Push entities. I see. Okay. That should fix that. So now, just one thing at a time. There is nice Emacs emulation for VS Code. I do not care. Okay, so when I do this, and then I go to the editor, let's close this just to be less confusing, and I go Control-Alt-Shift-G. Okay, now we actually see the tree there and the ocean and everything. That's great. That is less confusing. It is not the actual bug that we're trying to solve, which is this one, but it's something. Okay, WTF. Why are we not seeing this thing? Let's see if we get down into draw for a tree. So we're going to go into draw. Colors. What I'm looking for, output. Here we go. Set, no. Update entity location and colors is the what used to be very ugly that we've cleaned up. Okay. So if it's a tree, we're just going to stop right there. Now, actually, we do not want, we actually want to edit the level first to delete all the other trees that I put in. Because we don't want any other trees. Tree, select all, none, great. Okay, so, bam, there is a tree. Oh, another thing to check would be if we quit the level and restart and load our progress, is the tree there? And I assume it will be. Okay, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we get here for a tree. Yeah, just making sure we're not picking up something from the editor in a weird way. Okay, so we have a tree. Let's look at the render info that we got. I don't know what's in this struct actually, but so position 0, orientation 0. What? I thought I just added set default render parameters. Output position 0. Okay, well, that's the problem. It is the new stuff that I did. Didn't I just put a thing here, set default render outputs for tree? Maybe it's, oh, you know what? We haven't set the position or anything yet. Lol. The problem is, yeah, this is just me not looking at the code, which is something I do scarily often, okay? We set up the tree. You know, maybe I should make that not be strictly necessary to do. Okay, there we go. Great. Why does it keep becoming the same? I guess do I like stabilize that? Yeah. Okay, so once we pick a mesh for it, it stays, which is interesting. That's cute. Okay. But it's random the first time. I remember doing that, actually. There's only 4 possibilities right now. There we go. Okay, that is solved. Now we have the actual bug that was filed on us as opposed to new bugs that we've created. Okay, it looks like it didn't fall, but it actually did. Why? I don't frickin' know. Why does it not look like it fell? Probably because it's not in the moving entities array, which is also why it didn't appear. Like things that are in the moving entities array don't need to have that stuff set. In fact, I should comment that. We only need to do this right now because tree is not in the moving entities array. But if we go forward with the thing where trees can move, then this can go away, I guess. Okay, so how many of these errors come from the complexity of having things happen in real time? Hard to say. So the things not appearing is just more about the things you do to make the rendering engine faster. So that bug where it was invisible was introduced by things that I did to reduce the amount of entity code that runs every time we render an entity. So that doesn't have anything to do with the particular gameplay exactly. It's just the kind of thing that happens when you're making a 3D engine that you want to go fast. The gameplay things happening simultaneously in real time does cause a number of problems. This is quite possibly one of them. I mean, if this were like a puzzle script game, but in 3D or whatever, and things just moved instantly, everything would be tremendously simpler. It's like the fact that this is a weird hybrid of grid plus continuity that makes all the problems. when hiring people, you should just, the number one concern is that they're good at what they do. All this other stuff that people will get into can matter a little bit, but really, how good are they at what they do is the main thing. Okay. Why does a tree fall in the forest and nobody's there to hear it? Well, we can set a breakpoint in. There. Okay. Why is the tree starting to fall? Maybe I actually should have set the breakpoint here. Well, why are we evaluating? Why is this in falls to evaluate? Okay, so E, is it? Okay, so let's check some things. We have this in moving entities array in the runtime only flags, which is here. It is not set. Okay, probably because tree is set to can move equals false. Is that a good idea? Well, not if we change the way things work, but anyway. So we have that. So I guess the problem is we're calling evaluate fall on things. So why is it in falls to evaluate? That's the only thing that adds. So when a move completes, I see. Okay. We need to check whether this is in moving entities array because transmute completes on a tree comes here and tree is not in moving entities at current if we go ahead with the trees move and have roots thing, this probably will no longer be a concern. Yeah, so the problem is just transmute is a transaction, and any transaction that completes can start falling, but transmute actually turns something that's moving into something that's not. I could just frickin' set tree is moving. The only problem is like what? Okay. I kind of. Like, the fact that trees can be made to appear and disappear. Like, there's this question of what does moving entities array mean exactly? I feel like we should, because like if something is in mid transaction and you transmute it to a tree, you want that tree to have like position fix up active on it and stuff. I'm just going to add it. Okay. And we'd like position fix up to happen if transmuting a moving thing, etc. Whether it should really be here depends on what moving entity means exactly. If we do the roots thing where trees can actually move position, we want it here unambiguously, so it is what it is. Okay. Well, then I can go back here and probably get rid of this. So that would have, if I had just done that to begin with, it would have fixed both problems, honestly. Okay, it's still falling, but that actually makes sense now because we didn't. We didn't. Now that it's a moving entity, we need to flag it does not fall. But now you see it move correctly because the engine knows it's supposed to move and stuff. Like, yeah, okay. So does not. Where do we tag things? Does not fall. Is it do not fall? Does not fall. Why is it so hard? Does not. Did I do it wrong? Does not fall. This might break some levels, actually. We're going to put in the load fix up here. Oh, except okay. So then whoa. Oh, when we make one, yeah. Okay. I've got duplicate case. Looks like you got a duplicate case right there. Gosh dang it. All right. I kind of want to make a level out of that. I don't exactly know what the level should be. Like, if there's a dragon breathing fire, if there's a switch that you need to step on that's normally blocking that guy but will unblock him, let's make a level. I mean, this is going to start too obvious, but maybe it can be made less obvious and stupid, all right? Just bear with me here. I don't know what color to make this. It's going to be a nice sandy area. Okay, so the deal is going to be, he wants to go this way. Let's save as I don't know what to call this level. So I'm questioning my desire to make this level because I feel like the reason somebody filed this bug, it was probably Zach filed the bug. I feel like the reason the bug would have been filed is because that particular thing was going to be in a level. And then if I reproduce yeah, I don't want to duplicate the concept. So forget about it. Forget about it. Why is Windows not? Is my keyboard working? Yeah. Does the game somehow? Oh, I was in the save dialog. Whoops. Whoopsie. All right, hold on. Did I wreck this level? No. Okay. So we're not going to make that level right now. So that's great. The problem is fixed though. So again, I think we're going to Benny test because the problem is like running too many tests all the time is annoying. But the thing is, we might have broke some extra levels by putting tree in the moving entities array. So we do need to test for that. Maybe not because we flagged it as do not fall, and I'm not sure what other problems would be introduced, but there may be such problems. Quick scope tree. Okay. Okay. I'm going to warm up some more tea. You always could use more tea, right? Right. Is the pushable property separate? It's actually a good question. I've changed these things around so many times I don't actually know. Let's see if I could push a tree. If I can, that's not good. Here's a tree. I actually did think about that, and then I was like, nah, okay, yeah, I can't push a tree. Okay. Does this mean I have to fix another broken level? It does, because we said every Benny test, we fix a broken level. right, we have a fresh pot of delicious tea. Delicious tea. Do I think pipelining is useful as it's implemented in the big game engines? Define pipelining. Do you mean like the way render frames overlap with each other? I've got to be honest, I don't love it. But maybe it's inevitable that we have to go that way. I don't know. 58. Wait, why is it 58? Should have been 57. But we'll see. All right. Orange mirror fall. So if we somehow broke a level, we'll see it later. But the thing is, because there's some undo playback bugs that we might get to today looking at, this number is a little bit inconsistent from run to run, right? In fact, like last run, we started out at speed 50 and we went to speed 100, and we know that speed still breaks things. So that might be why the number is different. Anyway, let me just pick one to fix, and I will pick Orange Mirror Fall, which is one of my levels. And let's just try, I mean, maybe there's a frickin' bug here. I'm just going to play it normally. So I'm going to drop this. We're going to go Thief down. And, okay, what do I want to do with this beam? Right, I believe I want to do some situation. Oh yeah. So I have to basically go, I have to go in here, pull it one, go out. If I had put this mirror in a better place, it would have been fine. But I could do this, I could do this, all right? So now, I can come out here and I can see the exit. See, that's not very good though. Like, we're going to have a discussion about that. Okay. So I mean, basically that's it though. Like, this level could be more interesting, but all right. So why is that broken right now? I don't know. Maybe it's because we changed the undo. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Has it been broken for a while? Wait. Is it here? I guess I killed that buffer. Orange mirror. It's been broken for a while. So it's likely that it was like a to-do problem or something. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do, whoops, that. Gonna do, bro. Why is my life so hard? Okay. Gonna do that. Gonna do that. Dang it, bro. Okay. So this level was supposed to be more interesting than this. And I don't know how it got as relatively uninteresting. Like, the warrior doesn't frickin' do anything. Like I think the problem is this wall here. I think people should not be able to stand on the wall. Because that's what makes this so easy. Let's make the level better. And so the problem is, because you could stand on this wall, you just drop down. And oh, well, the problem is then, see, I remember the reason why that is that way now. And the reason is, see, the reason is, you need to be moving downward into the orange beam. So you need to like drop onto it. If you start out up here and you're going to drop onto it, only the thief can like do the drop. Or, yeah, because the warrior, so if you're going to drop off this rectangular thing and this wall isn't here, the warrior has to go do all this stuff. But the warrior, oh no, he can. Okay, maybe I was stupid when I added this, guys. Let's try. Let's try getting rid of some things here. Oh my God, look at all this stuff. Okay. So we're going to try putting a fence there. Instead. And it's going to be do I really need a double fence? Maybe not, but the idea is you cannot you cannot do what I did to finish the level. All right, so, you know, now if you drop down there, well, whoops, we have to get rid of this. Okay. So now if you drop down there, you're just in here. And that's not good for anybody. This is annoying because people aren't going to be able to see that that doesn't go through, but that's fine. It kind of looks like maybe it does. All right. So the deal is you feel like you need the thief to pull this mirror, to get it away from the wall, because the warrior can't get behind this to push it, right? But actually, you do need the warrior, because only the warrior can push the orange beam to the left to make a 4-bagger so that the thief can drop in. That was the original idea of the level, and then somehow I lost that over time. So here we go. So it's going to be thief gets this gem out. Okay. Thief cannot leave up there. Warrior can come down here and starts to do some things. And he actually has to go here, right? And here. And then he has to get the mirror off the wall. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I remember what the problem is now. The problem is I cannot get that beam to the right. And the problem is due to the gem positioning, I need to do that. Like, part of the level was supposed to be moving the beam out of the way of the gem. Oh, but I guess I could push it left. Right? Okay. I could do this. Okay, the beam is not rendering properly. Don't mind that. Okay, so then I go here, and now the thief can actually, I guess originally I was trying to make it so that the thief could drag that mirror off. All right. So, I mean, I kind of want to make this level more interesting at some point. I should pour my tea before it gets nasty. I don't know. Like, this level is too complicated. It should be more interesting for how complicated it is. Right? Are these all placed by hand? Seems tedious. It does, but you would need some very sophisticated code to make it look good magically. And we do not have such a thing. Put in 2 gems? Why? What would 2 gems do? So the problem, so the mirror on the right-hand side is sort of a... Like, the least I could do is at least move it a square here. But it's so that you can't just set it up in advance like I did. And that's not really good though, because then you end up pushing it no matter what when you go into the room. Right? Like, there's no, this kind of sucks. So I could put it here. Then you skip over it when you come into the room. And then you can go around and push it out of the beam, because you can't push it while it's in the beam. So you could push it out of the beam, but then you can't actually leave the room ever as soon as you do that, which is ass. Just because of the size and shape of this room. We could make it because the room is 3 wide, you can't go sideways to get out of the beam. We could put a little extra square on the side. I don't know. Like, it's just not good, though. And then if I push the mirror, see, if I push the mirror on that spot, then I'm hosed and can't get out. Do we have one-way doors? No. Can I make the level 1 block wider? Maybe. I mean, dude, I'm trying to make the level interesting. You're talking about solving visual ambiguities. I'm like, how do I make this level be something that doesn't suck? All right. It's like 2 whole different. How much does this mess things up with the artists that have to decorate them? A lot, which is why you want to do this before it gets to that. But we chose this as one of the early levels to do because it was kind of 3D. So rip, right? I mean, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. Okay, since they have this kind of like open cliff anyway that I hate because I can't tell if I can stand on that tree or not. This isn't a good level, honestly. I mean, it's fine. Like, for a beginner or intermediate level designer, it's fine. I am not satisfied with it, really. Okay. Like, all this stuff over here, I hate this because you can't tell what's going on and what you can do. Like, can I stand there? I don't frickin' know, right? I'm going to express how much I hate it by putting blocks there. But then, like, if I'm going to do that, maybe I just make the room wider, right? Maybe I just make the whole room wide. I'm not sure. Like, why are these walls so damn high? Anyway, doesn't really matter. It's just annoying to edit. Okay. Maybe it's because it's one of the early levels that I made. All right. Any tips about marketing your own game? Yes, go on YouTube and into the search field type always be closing. And that'll tell you. That'll tell you how to market your video game. Oh, I need to do this first. And then that. I can do this for a minute. Well, do this. Okay. So now we have this situation, which is fine. But, okay. So the only way that I can push this off is here. So I can do that, come out. And then I need to get into that corner, which means I need to kill the beam again. Oh, see, yeah, so this is the problem is, oh, but it's actually not, okay, right. It's not actually a problem because I can get in the room a different way, maybe. Yeah, like if I had... Yeah, so if I do this, I can actually... If I had done that to begin with, I wouldn't have had any of these problems, actually. So now I can't solve the level because this is on this wall and that's on that wall. Actually, no. I can solve the level this way. Interesting. It involves some more annoyances. But like I could teleport in from the side. The thing is, like I could get it off the wall by coming in from the side. Right? Which appears to pin that mirror again. But if I had done this up here in the first place, I wouldn't have had to do that, right? So the question is, maybe I make that wall up there one smaller, right? So if I do this, I can get the mirror off the wall like this. And then get back out. Like, okay. Let's go back to like... this heavily displeases me. over here, but it's fine. Let's get rid of some of these walls again. Like they are not necessary. So this could start like in this corner, right? So you have to get it off both walls at one time or another. You have to get it off this wall, and then you have to get it off that wall, and you also have to get this off this wall. And it sort of looks then like, oh, you need to use the thief. Thief can pull these, but warrior can also do some action, right? So let's see. Okay, so we go here, here, oh, off the wall, back in, here, kill the power, get this mirror out, and then maybe the first thing we do see, this would be interesting if this mirror had to be on the wall as well, you know what I'm saying? But so there, and then I can get out again, right? Just fine. Here, it's a little weird. Like it would be better if I had to set it up to do this, see, but I can just do this. Oh, interesting. Not that interesting though. So the deal is I kind of need to get in a different way so I can push that mirror, right? So if I get in here, then I can do this, right? And then I can get out, and then this guy can go, which is the point of the level there. That's sort of the thing of the level, is you're supposed to be like, what am I really using this mirror for? I guess if you use it to get itself off the wall, that's a little bit of a thing. We could put the exit inside that fence or something, right? I don't know. Not that doesn't really make anything more interesting. I don't know. It's still, the level is not as good as it should be, given that there's this much stuff. And part of the problem is, so this is one of the very first levels that I made for this game when I was like, hey, I want to make something 3D that uses the rules in a different way. It might be that like I'm just suffering from this level was made. Like maybe it just needs to be nuked from orbit and I need to do the concept over at some point. We're not going to do that right now. The reason the thief can fall all the way to the bottom is because we have two beams crossing. If you don't have two beams crossing, it doesn't go. Because a single beam teleports you two. A double beam, watch. So if I'm here, I'm in one beam, I'll go 2 squares. Oh, well, I fell. Wait, you're not supposed to frickin' fall. Oh, we changed the rule. Guys, this whole level sucks. We changed the rule anyway. So you don't actually have to fall into it. You just have to step into it. Will graphics later change to 3D? Hold on, let me program really fast. Okay, I made the graphics 3D. Ready? I'm a good programmer. Can I do 4D? Mark can do 4D. Okay, honestly, this whole level was built around the concept that you need to fall into the beam. Given that that is not true now, all right, here's how we make the level better. Ready? Now it's color coordinated. It's orange guy on orange level. Oh, guess what? If there's only one character and you don't have to fall, I don't need the frickin' fence. I could put back all the stuff that I did. Okay. And that's probably better. Anyway, see? That's video games, everybody. This takes away the mystery about, oh, maybe it's the thief, maybe it's the warrior, but that part just wasn't really working, if I'm being honest. So oh, I need to go push this and then get that off the wall and then get that off the wall. And then, okay, so that's actually interesting because I need to get back in the room a different way to push the thing. All right, and that way kind of has to be vertical because if I go in horizontally here, I can't push the mirror except back against the wall. If it goes in here, I can't push the mirror south, which is what I need to do with it. So yeah, okay, so the level got better a little bit. The room's still a little bigger than it needs to be. I could go in here or here, right? Whoops. Anyway. So now we're doing that, right? And then, there we go. That's pretty clean. That's, I mean, it's still probably a little bit cumbersome for what it is, but we subtracted an entire character. Okay, knowing that, let's undo every single thing I did to the level, including all the visuals, resave, and then we'll just do the important parts. So let's get rid of this weird extra thing. Let's get rid of this character. Let's move this. Let's put this here. Let's get rid of really some of these extra walls because they are not helping. And I don't know. Oh, the exit. Yeah, we could put this there. In the middle of the room. Okay. So I can walk on this again, but only initially, right? And if I get off this way, I smash that. That's no good. And if I get off this way, I'm trapped. So you don't ever really want to go in there. It's just a wall. But you don't have this ambiguity about, am I supposed to go inside between the gates or whatever? Okay. Did I put that back? No. I must have put the gem in a different square. Re-recording for, oh, wait, hold on. No, we want to put this guy, boring guy, as I call him, as the hero. I shouldn't say that. We need to work on the character a little more. Somehow he's more boring to me than the other characters, and we need to give him something. Anyway. Like visual flair. I mean, some kind of a extra. He's not wearing enough pieces of flair, okay? He's only wearing like 13 pieces of flair. This level has like kind of a lot of dead space at the left, but we'll leave it for now. So what do I do? Oh yeah, I'm going to do this kind of thing. Cool. That turned from a fix the test into a redesign the level, but I'm happier with the level. Just anytime you can put less stuff in your level, it's probably a good idea. And then what were we even doing? Fix tree not being invisible when transmuted, or fix tree being invisible. And then tree doesn't fall when transmuted from skipping stone. Okay. Oh, and of course we have some no check-ins from this kind of thing. Okay, great. Great. Baba Is You was really bad about having lots of red herrings. Yeah, I mean, Baba Is You did not have strong hygiene about what happens in puzzles, and part of that is that the game design made that extra challenging because you have a lot of freedom in how you can put the rules together. But when you're making a game like that, you kind of need to realize that that's happening and compensate for the problem. Like whenever you're doing a different game design that's unusual, right? It's not something that people have explored before. You're going to have problems that other people didn't run into because they didn't make that kind of game, right? And the thing is, when those game genres are new, or whatever, we'll call it a genre for now, people tend to accept that kind of problem and just be like, oh, well, that's just what it is. But no, like if this were to iterate, if you imagine Baba Is You was like a Doom clone or whatever, and it iterated and got more polished, like, I mean, like in the days of Doom clones when everybody was racing on the same thing, and you had all this competition that was iterating on your design and polishing it, those problems would get fixed. So why don't you just skip all that rigmarole and notice those problems yourself when you're making the game the first time and fix them, right? And this is the thing that I try to get indie developers to do, and they usually don't do it, you know? And it doesn't even necessarily take that much time sometimes. Like, it depends on when in development you realize the problem. If you have to redo a lot of things because you realize it late, that's not so great. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't re-add the walking platform squares. Yeah, because we don't actually need them. That's why I backed all that out, is I realized we don't actually need them. Those are actually walls. What annoys me about that art style is it looks like maybe you could walk there, but it's actually a wall, right? And well, that's something I'm going to complain to the art team about later. How wide is the downstairs area? It's just big. Do you need the 4x spot to be next to the prism? Actually, no. The answer to that is now no. It used to be yes because you needed to fall from the top. But now it actually could be anywhere in that line. So you don't need to do everything I needed to do in that solution. But it's fine. Okay. Let's go back to the lovely bug garden and see what is there. But then you don't need to move the second mirror. The second mirror? I don't see what you mean. Like, there's no... You need to move all three mirrors. On the right. How do you propose solving this? Oh, because you can make it cross anywhere in the frickin' level. That's a good point. Right. If you make a four bagger anywhere in the level, the third mirror, you sort of mean. Okay. Well. This was kind of hard to read being so big anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the exit be right under the thing, right under the starting position of the thing. So we're going to have to re-record the thing, but it's fine. Okay. And then what I'm going to, what I'm going to do, this is hard. I'm editing this in debug right now. I'm going to try to make these obviously noticeable by the level editing people that this happened, right? Okay. I thought I pasted those. Okay. So the whole point is, let's not do that. This is sort of a smaller cubby hole that is easier to understand. It's not like a giant area under the map. It matches this. So you kind of get that idea like, oh, that's the target area, right? Let's run the release build. There's just a lot of visual entities on that level, and the debug build is very slow with that. Even the release build is slow with it right now, but yeah. Okay, so record. We have to re-record it because the exit's in a different place. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I don't know if something confusing happened there or what. Maybe I didn't. I thought I saw the guy bumping into the wall. No, okay, it was just that. Never mind. So yeah, we're going to do it without moving the thing off the wall this time and see how we like that. Okay. Okay. And then, oh, now, okay, now we do need to move the beam actually, because we need to go around somewhere. Yeah. So we actually do need to move it because we need the beam to go past the gem, right? That's the issue. Okay. Now I also I didn't make these visible. These are just like editor collision, right? So they are not invisible now. There we go. Okay. That's better. And yeah, that's interesting that you have to move the beam and all that. Okay. Do I want to close off all of the open area at the bottom behind those new collisions so you can't accidentally fall behind them? Yeah. Dang it. Why? Why does everybody understand but me? It is a good point. All right. So we will now do invisos. These are actually not necessary. So that's the visible one, and we're just going to let the modelers delete that one if they want. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to just extrude this back. Like, we only do 2 directions at a time. We don't do big volumes, really. All right. But then once you've done that, okay. And then, so we're just saying this, right? And then this. Dang it. Uh-oh. The game is freaking out. I'm supposed to have a cap on this so that it doesn't freak out this far, but I don't understand what's happening. It's kind of like going off into the distance. Why is there a fucking tree back here? All right. I hope I saved. I don't think I did. All right, whatever. RIP. Do a better job programming, dude. Someone mentioned making the bottom all water except where the exit is. What's it called? I've forgotten the level all of a sudden. Orange mirror fall. Making it all water. I mean, I don't think so. That's not the concept that it was being done here, right? Oh, that's what that tree was. Why is that a gameplay tree? Anyway, I probably have to do all this again. Rip. Okay, here's what we could do though. To make this easier. I could start with one of these dudes that I made. I'll start with 3 of these. Yeah, okay, we'll start with that. Actually, let's start with all this. We're going to copy those, all right? We're going to paste them into exactly the same place. We're going to flag the new things as invisible. We're going to run merge on them. And then we're going to set the color back to something different, all right? So this is the visibles. That's the invisibles. And there we go. Okay. Why is this down here? Probably because I was rendering before. Why are you guys pasting fucking trees? All right, we're gonna have to rant at people about that. Okay. So we supposedly had a guard against, like, going to infinity on frickin' maybe it doesn't. I don't know. What just happened? It's like the frame rate is dying for reasons that I don't understand. Okay, I'm also getting confused about the controls. All right. Okay. That's a solid beef master of a wall, hopefully. I mean, if there's a hole in there, we're sad, but probably not. Okay, we need to put a note. Okay. I need to write the art team about this. Okay. So yeah, there shouldn't be these frickin' trees. Okay. I mean, that should solve the problem. Whoops. Okay. Now we can go back to Bug Garden. So I'm looking at this dragon and priest one down on the bottom. I mean, that looks right to me. Did I fix something there? Don't think priest should die in this scenario. I agree. Maybe that's something that I fixed in the... Because we were editing priest things yesterday. Now it's weird because I didn't intentionally fix it, but we did change all that code. I'm not sure why that would fix something. Oh, I sort of do actually, because we changed the... Yeah, we were more serious about making sure people lose support, which is what would have killed her in that situation, is hovering till after the lily went under. So I'm going to mark that as fixed. We're also going to green these out. Okay, that's good. What's this one say? Like, there's two, like, artifact rover situations here. Placed in the wrong spot, and then so one example is if you try to wand the rover while it's pushing you, to get it to happen without the wand by just moving onto the same cell as the rover. So we fixed some of these related things the other day, but probably not this one. By just moving the same cell as the rover, it's moving. Yeah. Let's see if we can make that happen here. So, okay, so this might be confounded by all these other things happening. Like, there might be other player blocking things. So I'm not able to get this problem to happen right now, but we can again copy it to a level where it is the only stuff. Right. Wait, why did that land him? That's not good. But that's a different. It's like definitely should fall in that case. Oh no, we got it to happen. I don't know what to do. I mean, it doesn't, the thing as he described it doesn't seem to happen anymore. I do seem to get a little bit of a weird, oh, I was being pushed and now I'm not. But usually that blocks the player. Does it block him all the time, though? Ah! I don't really understand what happened. How did I end up visually inside the wall? That was very weird. Okay. Okay. So it's not, it's if I'm walking into him and being pushed away. So it's not when he's just coming toward me passively. It's if I'm going in. Okay, I need more time to set up this test. Well, it happened there too. Anyway, it's much more easy here. So we go here. No. It's not even the being zapped, I guess. It's the... Oh, the being zapped just makes it more obvious because then the guy isn't pushing me anymore. If the guy keeps pushing me, then he's up on me faster and it doesn't look as wrong, right? Because he's pushing me more anyway. But so... Yeah. So that's the problem right there. It doesn't have anything to do with the zapper at all. It's that he starts going. I need to really slow this down. It's he starts going and his transaction gets canceled because he gets hit by the dude. I don't know if I waited long. Yeah, okay. So he's going. He was going and then he gets pushed. But he's getting pushed to 1016. But it's adding a full square. Like 1016 is actually here. But he was mostly off his square when this started. I'm actually surprised he made it. Did he even get to 916? I need more of a visual indicator. Yeah. Okay, hold on. So he's going to 916. And I don't think he ever got there. But his transaction got canceled. Why is it saying pushed 916 to 1016? Oh, okay. Okay. He didn't make it all the way into the square. However, we had a transaction cancel occur. Or not a cancel, we had an early commit. So his move into 916 committed in gameplay space early relative to his animation so that the push could happen. That's how the system is supposed to work. That worked. Okay. So, but he's still most of the way off his square visually. Then the push just adds that delta. So the problem is something like, okay, you might just say, well, why don't you look and see that he's not on his frickin' square? And just don't push him further or whatever. And the answer is because we're handling like, things moving on top of other things and whatever, you can't really make assumptions about why somebody is off the center of their square when you start a transaction. There could be lots of reasons for it. Maybe that's stuff that I'll be able to simplify at some point. But it is currently a little dicey. So I mean, okay, I could do a very specific solution where we say, oh, the rover push did a force commit. Therefore, when we push the guy, I mean, this is in general something that's going to happen with very early force commits is sort of the problem. Yeah, get the distance of the character from the transaction target before pushing it. That is not really, that is not a kosher thing to do. Like this all could be happening on lily pads that are moving, for example. Like there's just things. Okay. Let me see. So let me continue to think about. I'm not thrilled about this general category of solution, but when we force commit, well, okay, it could be a general systemic thing. When we force commit a guy and cancel his transaction, we could say, oh, he's got this much visual error on him. It just, like, he's got this much visual error that nobody is going to clean up. Maybe that's actually interesting because if there's a conflict that causes you to commit early, the reason why that might happen is, for example, because you're moving the dude, right? I mean, in this case, that's the only reason it would happen. But there are like other cases in the system, I guess, right? I'm just worried that if I add something like that, it'll misfire. But I guess what we could do is just see how and why it misfires. So when we force commit transactions, we can look at how much error there is. And then if those things move subsequently, we can it's hard to think about. It's hard to think about what is the best way to use this error value. So we get this visual start value in move transaction, right? We do a linear interpolation, or sorry, we do various kinds of moves, including linear interpolation, which this one is. But we use visual start all over the place, and we like do this stuff. I guess we have a visual error already. I thought we got rid of that, but we still have it. That's usually, I think that's for lateral error right now. Like when you're going around a corner and it kind of wants you to be on a particular line and you're not on the line. Like that was part of the old system that I guess a little bit of it's still around. I wasn't really thrilled with how it worked out, but maybe if we do it a little bit differently, Can you pull the error out from the animation that slides the character back? That's what I'm trying to do. Like, the thing you have to appreciate is it's a very complicated, you don't just like add a value to a thing. It's like a very complicated system. Okay. So, yeah, this visual error, this is a 3D vector right here. Well, anyway, so we compute this delta, right? And that comes in the move info, which means that's literally going to be like 1 unit. Which is not great. So I had actually thought that this thing computed a delta that includes visual error, or the endpoint minus the start point and whatever, but it really literally does not right now. Yeah. So this visual error, this is something that we set when I'm remembering now, we set it when you like turn around a corner or whatever, and that gets interpolated to 0 over time, but relatively rapidly, right? So the thing that you see when the guy slowly vibes back into the square is more of a, that's like it's intentionally very slow so that we see that there's a problem, right? It's like a rescue operation that is not supposed to ever be engaged. So, okay. So following this solution would involve adding maybe another visual error term. Maybe the way that I fix it, instead of adding some extra term, I think maybe the way that I fix it is having a visual delta in here. And upgrading all these, converting them to all use the visual delta, right? And then we can tweak with that when we register the move, all right? So then if we abort a transaction, or sorry, not abort, early commit a transaction, we could say, oh, look, it's this far off. When you register the transaction that does that moves them, we can modify the visual deltas by that much. I kind of want to try that. But I think before I try it, I want to take a break. I want to get some breakfast. I just kind of got up and started doing things. So I think I'm gonna think about it a little more and get clear on it. But it's maybe something like that. That seems like a large mechanism to add for a problem that we're not really having very much. But it might, if done correctly, it might fix a lot of smaller scale things that happen when transactions early commit. That said, it could also, like, if it's not done well, or if there's something I'm not thinking of, which there may well be, it could be something that uh, could be something that makes things more crazy and harder to deal with. Anyway, I believe that we have Casey Time active, right? So we could send you over to that channel while I take my break.
I like the first.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's send you over there. And maybe we'll be back on later today. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. Bye, everybody, for now.